The second person that we're honoring tonight is an individual that's very special in many ways. He's not with us tonight. He's only with us in our wonderful memories. If you look at the screens, you'll see who I'm talking about. He, when he was voted, I know those people sitting in that room didn't know he was so ill in the spring. I don't think it would have mattered, but you know, he was just one fine gentleman, and he was voted in, and he's the second person that we know of. Well, he's the second person that's deceased before. John Lewis started dancing when he was 6 years old. He moved to Charlotte. He was in Florida, but he moved to Charlotte and kept on dancing. And he found all the hot spots. He loved to dance at every joint with anybody to hold his hand. But his favorite place was Groucho's. That's where I got to know him. Excuse me. He was a great guy. He loved the people. He was a great dresser. I mean, he was the Billy Wingate, the Jimmy Dingler, whatever. He just liked to dress. He was Bob Myrick. He had a little of all of us in him. So I'm just tickled to death that he was selected. I just hate that he did not make it. Nobody knew he was so ill. But, the biggest thing he did was make people laugh. He loved the people. He made people laugh. He met his wife at Ducks. What a lady. And they became one of the most popular couples on this beach in North Carolina, in South Carolina. He's just a piece of work. Jan, I'm telling you, we don't know what to, we just don't know what to think. But the one thing I think of is the laughter and flamingos. John loved flamingos. So next time you see a flamingo, think of our friend John, because he did love them. Jan, would you please come forward and receive the plaque for John?
John Lewis, who died in May. You may already know some things about John. You probably know that he loved women, especially Judy Mathis, and that he married a few of them, but I was the last one. You probably know, as Sam said, that he loved good clothes and a glass or two or three of good wine. Yeah. You probably know that he was a golf fanatic. He drove his dear friend Nick Mathis crazy to get into a golf game. And then he drove all his golf gang crazy on the course. But I thank you for allowing him to continue to play. I appreciate. You probably know that he had an unusual style of dancing and was even known to roll around on the floor in Ducks with Marie Taylor. Larry and I ignored it, but they did it anyway. And you probably know that while he had that wonderful laugh, he could be a little bit cranky. He adored Sandra Bryant, and so she could get away with calling him Mr. Grumpy to his face. And on the outside chance that you've never seen a John Lewis fit, Phyllis Tiller does a perfect imitation of him and could always make him laugh at himself. Yeah. She could buy me a little extra time. But there are things you don't know about John. You don't know that he learned to buck dance, which is a kind of clogging, when he was 6 years old. And for the next 75 years, he danced. You don't know that he was voted best dancer at Central High School in Charlotte in 1946. Many of us weren't even born then. And you don't know that for the last 7 years of his life, he fought 3 kinds of cancer, a cerebral hemorrhage, strokes, Alzheimer's, and that terrible dementia. And we would go to the hospital and have surgery or radiation or chemo, and invariably, on the way home from the hospital, he would turn to me and say, "We need to go to the beach and dance a little bit." And we would, and he'd feel better. John loved this beach, this music, especially the slow, sexy stuff, this dance, and he loved being with you. He was thrilled to be selected for membership in the Hall of Fame, and I thank you for giving him that joy at a very difficult time in our lives. On John's behalf, I thank the Hall of Fame for this tremendous honor and for the work that you do in preserving and promoting the dance and honoring the people who do it. And I know that John would want me to remind all of you, always, go to the beach and dance a little bit. Thank you.
What a guy. What a guy.